tender, juicy pork tenderloin, but flavored so beautifully because it is flavored with the smokiness, the tanginess, the sweetness of Corky's barbecue sauce. They're £1.50 each. So I want you to say hi to Jimmy Stovall, who is the general manager of Corky's restaurant down in Memphis, Tennessee. My dear friend, how are you?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Well, you know what? Always, because I was particularly excited about this assortment, so I will walk behind you. You may at home have experienced this in a slightly smaller size from a while ago, from like back around Easter time. We had 4 pork tenderloins that were like this, but they were 1¼ pounds each. These are 1½ pounds each. That means you're getting a pound more pork tenderloin because you eat everything you get. There's no bone, there's no fat, there's no gristle. It's all tenderloin. You're getting a pound more for a few dollars less than that other assortment that currently is existing right now on QVC.com. So 2 easy payments of $34.62 a month if you would like to do it that way and lock it into auto delivery. Ask about your ship date. And when you're thinking about that, I'm going to ask you, Jimmy, so Corky's, somebody may be walking into this world for the very first time. What makes Corky's from Memphis, Tennessee, which is the king of Southern barbecue, literally voted over and over again the best in Memphis, Tennessee?
That's right. Corky's, we're, barbecue capital of the world, Memphis, Tennessee. We're voted #1 year after year after year because we do everything the old-fashioned way. Slow smoke, real hickory wood and charcoal with our ribs, our pork shoulder, and now with these tenderloins that we only do here at QVC. Sharon, what we do here is we start with our dry rub seasoning and we vacuum tumble season it. So the seasoning gets all the way through it, not like in a grocery store where it's just like this spicy crust on the outside. We don't overload it with salt. And then we slow smoke it on our hickory pits just like we do the ribs. And when we do that, that's why it becomes so tender and juicy, because of the cooking process. And then we top it with this smoky brown barbecue sauce, which is a take on our original sauce, a little bit smokier of flavor, a little bit more brown sugar to balance that flavor of that smoky meat. And these are tender and juicy, all edible, £1.50 each one, which, like the ones we've sold for the last couple of years, are £1.25. Look at that. Look at all that juice coming out of it.
And that's not sauce that's spilling down. That's the juiciness of the tenderloin inside.
Absolutely. And when you mix that sauce in there, that flavor of the smoky meat, it is so good. Every single bite.
Can you give me a little?
Let me get you a little piece right there. There you go, right there.
Okay, so this, if you are looking to do maybe the main event for Christmas, where you're holding a gathering and you've got a bunch of families, a bunch of people coming over to your house, you could do all 4 of these if you want to, and I highly recommend going back to QVC.com and getting some of the St. Clair side dishes.
Perfect with these.
To go along with it, because then you've got your main dish, you've got your side dishes, and you did almost no work other than take some stuff out of your freezer.
That's right, they're packaged individually. The sauce is already on them, so you just thaw them in your fridge overnight, 350 in the oven, or put them on the George Foreman. But isn't that good and tender? Isn't that good?
It is tender, it is juicy, it's a little sweet, and it's smoky. And you know what it's not? It doesn't taste salty.
That's right. That's what you don't want.
That is the biggest turnoff to me.
That's right.
Because when I eat something and there's so much salt in it that the back of my throat is now burning for absolutely no reason. This is about flavor. It's
flavor, and that's because of the process that we do. Vacuum tumble seasoning. So the seasoning is all the way through it.
Love it.
And then we slow smoke it, so the flavor of that hickory wood and charcoal is all the way through the meat. Then we sauce it. So the sauce just complements the flavor of the meat. The juiciness of the cut and the way we cook it gives you that fantastic texture, and the sauce just perfectly complements at the very end. Look at that.
Oh,
so good, so juicy.
And you've been cutting that same piece this entire time.
Oh, the same piece. I mean, look, and it's not even close to being done.
So you know what? 4 of them. They're £1.50 each.
Fully cooked too.
Fully cooked of just the tenderloin. So essentially, you're just gently reheating it.
That's right.
We're going to talk about that in 1 second, but I wanted you to see one of the reasons I love these tenderloins. Options. You could do these cute little slider sandwiches if you wanted to do like a down-home lunchtime thing for all the people who are visiting, and they can pick their own sandwich. Or you can do sort of like a pork tenderloin salad idea. I love making almost a bigger sandwich with chips on the side.
But even with just sides, mac and cheese, sweet potatoes. This is one of the most versatable things. There you go, right there.
Here's the St. Clair's dish right here. Well, you've got the Dutch crust sweet potato casserole on this side. You've got that 4-cheese mac and cheese on this side. And when you present it, like if you want it to be fun and slice it up and do little sandwiches, it's great. But if you want this to be elegant, It is elegant to bring out maybe on your Temptations tray, like one of those liddeds that doubles as a tray.
Yep.
You put a couple of these tenderloins, you bring them out, and there's a sprig of parsley or whatever on the side if you want to dress it up. And it just looks so elegant, but you're still getting those down-home flavors of comfort food, of Southern barbecue.
That's exactly right,
Carolyn, do you want to pop on in and have a bite?
And you know why also people love these around the holidays? Carolyn, I'm going to give you this piece right here.
Okay, my
is
friend.
Because, you know, when
Thank
family
you.
and friends are in town, it's not just Thanksgiving Day. It's not just Christmas Day. It is 2 days before, 3 days after.
It's a lot of time.
And you get, you know, you want something different. This is barbecue, but a little bit upscale. Is that good?
It's yummy.
Isn't
And
that
then it
good?
melts in your mouth,
Isn't
and
it?
it's so flavorful. But you know what?
Yep.
The barbecue flavor is delicious, but it doesn't overpower the taste.
You don't want it.
No,
you
it's
want
still a
it-
pork tenderloin.
That's right. You still want the
It's
flavor of
so
the meat because
good.
that's the star.
Because often when you buy those pre-made, pre-marinated tenderloins at the grocery store,
Yep.
there's just too much of it.
Too much flavor
in the meat.
They're
Yeah.
too seasoned. That's because they're
Too-
trying to
they're
hide the
overly
flavor of the meat.
seasoned.
They're overly seasoned. It's like a spice ball on the
That's
outside.
really good.
Isn't that
Thank
good?
you so
You're
much.
welcome.
Yummy.
You're welcome.
We'll see you with those sugar bells in just a minute, Carolyn. So let me ask
at
you,
that. Yep.
since we are gently reheating this and we are
Yes.
not like cooking it from scratch.
That's right.
What do? We get them, they're frozen. How are
Yep.
they packaged and what's our
They're
journey?
packaged individually. The sauce is already on them, and remember, they're fully cooked, so you're just reheating them. And you thaw them in your fridge overnight. Put them on a cookie, a cookie sheet in your oven. The sauce is already on top, and for about 30 minutes, you're just reheating it. So they come out nice and tender and juicy. You don't rush it. You don't put it on the broiler or anything like that.
Yeah, right. Never rush.
That's right. And just like we cook
You
it,
haven't
low and
rushed it.
slow.
We're
We
not gonna
haven't rushed
rush
it. You don't rush it. Exactly. And if you're doing the George Foreman, you're just going to turn it, a couple times, and it's done in no time. But this is what you're looking for: tender and juicy every time. Lots and lots of servings per tenderloin. These are
Right.
1.5 pounds fully cooked. So it's not like it's going to cook down to half a pound because they're already fully
Right.
cooked. So we've already had the loss there of the weight. So you get all this meat and flavor.
You are really going to love bringing these home and experiencing this flavor for how easy it is, because you're essentially just reheating it. So let
That's
me
right.
remind you, 2 easy payments of $34.62 a month, and I'm going to walk around
Yeah,
you
come on.
again because we've got the 2 ship dates. You can ask for them immediately, or you can ask about them the week of the 8th of December. So if you want to give someone the gift of an elegant way of doing Southern barbecue where you don't have to get your fingers messy, but
Yep.
you're still getting the flavor, that's what this is. And you can ask about that built to ship to option. But 4 1.5 pound tenderloins. The other one that we have on QVC.com, they're 1 1/4 pounds. So this assortment is a full pound more of pork tenderloin because you eat everything that you're cooking.